Welcome to HortTube, where we talk all things gardening. My name is Jim Putnam, and this is a Crimson Pygmy Barberry. This is Crimson Pygmy Barberry, a low, compact growing, beautiful purple foliaged shrub. Crimson Pygmy can eventually reach 3, maybe 3.5 feet in height and 4 or 5 feet in width, but it's very easy to keep this plant 2 feet tall and 3 feet wide. Like other barberries, Crimson Pygmy is extremely cold hardy. It can grow all the way up to zone 4 and down to zone 8. There are some barberries that grow quite quickly, but Crimson Pygmy is not one of them. We may only get about 4 to 6 inches of growth out of these in a single season, which is great because that makes them extremely low maintenance. Crimson Pygmy Barberry is definitely a sun-loving shrub, and I'll show you down here in the interior of this plant where other plants have been shading this one. You see how green it is? That will happen if you put these in less than a half a day's sun. They'll be green rather than purple. The more sun you give it, the brighter the foliage is. Crimson Pygmy is a great choice on a foundation, especially, it does lose its leaves, so especially in front of other things that are evergreen. Works great as a container plant. It's so cold hardy, it can stay in a container for a long period of time. And it's really at its best mass planted. If you have 5 or 7 or 9 of these, and if you put something like gold mop cypress behind it or some sort of yellow foliaged plant, they really look fantastic all summer. The primary features of Crimson Pygmy Barberries are, number one, obviously this beautiful purple foliage, which it has throughout the growing season. It does get small yellow flowers on it, not a lot of them, and then they'll become little red berries. It's just not very impressive on Crimson Pygmy. The flowers on some of the other larger growing barberry varieties are pretty showy at times, but not on this variety. It has a really nice arching habit. That's what keeps it on the small side, and it tends to be very, very compact. This plant is not a great example of that, but in the landscape, given some space, they are very, very compact growing varieties. I've included videos in the description of this video for planting woody shrubs and trees. Barberries are extremely rugged. This is one of those plants, though, you can definitely love it to death. Don't overmulch it and don't overwater it. Barberries are extremely drought tolerant once they're established. The one thing about that, though, is the best color on these is in the new growth. And if they get any kind of drought stress during the summer, that new growth will stop and the color's just not quite as vivid on them. So this is a plant I would probably check on if you're in an abnormally dry period of time. You can drag a water hose to it, and when you water these, drown them and then let them dry out again. Like I said, the best color on your barberries is in this newest growth, and you can keep more of that new growth throughout the season by fertilizing them. Any kind of slow release outdoor fertilizer that lasts 3 to 4 months would be ideal. These barberries have thorns, so when you prune them, wear some gloves. It is best to occasionally just neaten these up a little bit, and that will fill them out. This plant right here, I picked it on purpose because it's in desperate need of being pruned. It's got some crazy branches on it that need to come off of it. If I just take these 2 or 3 top crazy branches off, it will quickly fill out in the interior and be a much fuller plant. There are not a lot of pests on these Crimson Pygmy Barberries. I rarely see anything chewing on the leaves, really. They are susceptible to root rot. You want to be careful that you're not putting them in a space that stays wet between rains and between waterings. People have barberries on the deer resistant list, and I don't think they're at the top of what they want to eat, but they're actually pretty good. These things have thorns, so you'd think they couldn't eat them, but the thorns face forward, and the deer just grab them in the back and actually strip the leaves off of them that way. I've seen them do that several times, so I would not call these deer proof, but like I say, I don't think it's at the top of their list. So what are you waiting for? Even you can grow the low growing, beautiful foliage, low maintenance Crimson Pygmy Barberry. Thank you for watching my video, and if it was helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for future videos. Also, comment below with any questions you have about barberries. Thanks again.